Hi, let me tell you a little bit about testRigor. This is a behavior-driven, autonomous, English-based testing tool that resides in the cloud. We are the fastest way to scale your tests while spending as little time as possible on test maintenance. We have happy customers who have generated thousands of tests within days. In general, the problem with automation is that it's ultra unstable and very hard to maintain, as well as it's fairly slow. On average, an engineer would produce 100 test cases per year. The result is manual testing that people will do instead of automation, which leads to excessive numbers of bugs because you just can't test enough. testRigor analyzes your end-user usage metadata and autonomously creates end-to-end tests, and they reflect how your users actually use your application in production. Tests are plain English tests that allow your manual team to also build their own test cases or maintain the ones that are automatically generated by testRigor. It helps you to scale to a meaningful test coverage with minimal maintenance overhead. In a year, you can expect 10 times less bugs because you increase coverage 10 times compared to what you have right now. You can use your manual QA resources as test automation engineers and be able to deliver much more, much faster. In order to make behavior-driven test creation work, you can deploy our JavaScript library in your production site, and it will capture metadata around your real end-user behavior, and this allows it to automatically create functional end-to-end tests covering your most frequently used test scenarios. You can get to 1,000 test scenarios in 2 weeks to a month, depending on your traffic. testRigor uses plain English to allow you to get to 1,000 test cases instead of 100 in Selenium, and that eliminates the maintenance related to Selenium and Appium. It allows you to use your manual testers or any non-QA professional to do automation. And because it is plain English, you can do things with find and replace and spend overall 200 times less amount of time on test maintenance. In general, testRigor will make your tests more stable. It will not flake out due to DOM-related changes or infrastructure-related flakiness, or even if your page is starting to take a little bit more time to load. And as a result, we have customers executing more than 60,000 test cases every single day with exactly 0 failures. testRigor is very adaptable. Unlike other frameworks, you can easily adapt to even new and even dramatic functional changes without the need to rebuild the tests from scratch or spend man-months updating those test cases. You can literally put a fix in place or update thousands of test cases very easily with modular design rules and additional tools that testRigor provides you. If users are building tests on their own on our platform with our Chrome plugin, they're able to build 2,000 plus end-to-end tests instead of 100 test cases in Selenium in a year. So why use testRigor? Well, first of all, it's easy to use. And lots of tests are created automatically for you, and others are just plain English that you could record yourself or even write by hand. It can execute test cases very fast, running thousands of tests in under 15 minutes. And it's ultra stable, so tests that you run in parallel will not fail. And it's very adaptable to any changes, even the significant ones, as it will be oblivious to your UI framework changes. Overall, because it will help you to almost eliminate manual testing, you'll be able to deliver and retest everything within hours or minutes instead of weeks of testing and retesting. testRigor is super easy to use. It has unlimited user licenses. It uses plain English to write tests so that your manual testers can do that. And it's easy to understand what happened and when it happened and what failed. There's not a lot of time spending figuring out where a particular error has occurred. And it's easy to find out what's been covered because the interface shows it to you in a very visual way. testRigor is ultra fast because of parallel execution. It can run thousands of test cases in just minutes. You no longer have to deal with delays of a release just because you don't have enough test coverage. You don't need to maintain the infrastructure either due to the test cases that are running in parallel in the cloud. Usually it takes a lot of time to build test cases in Selenium and Appium tests, especially Appium, and that's versus the minutes it takes to create a test in testRigor. In testRigor, a lot of test cases are generated for you as well. There's great stability. The system does not rely on HTML or DOM, and that will allow you to build more stable, robust tests. Any changes in the DOM will not result in failures of test cases. The system automatically takes care of all infrastructure-related issues, such as timeouts, and it will wait for elements to appear out of the box, so you don't have to do or add anything. End result is that almost no false positives or false negatives occur, and it's a CD level of stability for acceptance tests. You can adapt test scenarios in some cases with just 2 clicks, or use find and replace. It's as easy as that. It's easy to see what needs to be adapted because the system will show you unique issues. The system has been designed to work with CICD tools such as Jenkins and CircleCI with a pre-generated bash script. It's as simple as that. You can achieve the full CD with our web and mobile testing, and in fact, we have customers doing exactly that. And because a full test can be under 15 minutes, you can actually even run those tests per commit. The results can integrate with TestRail, and you can see the results in there. And it can do a lot for you automatically, such as email testing, phone calls, AI/ML systems, and so forth. And all those tests, it runs for you automatically. You don't even need to worry about that. We have great customer support. There's service level agreements for response time, which is available. You can also use emails to create tickets. We have support on Slack channels for immediate response. You can get an option to have a dedicated customer representative. We would usually have weekly or monthly check-ins. And all plans include premium support hours. We also have general fanatical support guarantees. And today, we have a 30-day trial where you can try it out for free. Overall, you can expect a lot of savings and speed up testing at the same time. Not only will you be able to build 20 times more with the same resources, you will also save on test maintenance, often 3 times the amount of time spent on test creation over the lifetime of a project. And that's without adding additional headcount. And you'll be able to eliminate blind spots in your automation because you'll be able to get more tests. We have some very unique features specific to testRigor. Automatic test creation based on how your users use your application in production. You can test email, SMS, phone calls, no dependency on XPaths in any way whatsoever, and we have CICD integration, and we can also do robotic process automation integration in plain English. Thank you very much for watching this presentation on testRigor, and as always, if you have any questions and want to see more, you can reach us at sales@testrigor.com.